up, guys? CJ here, and we're back again with another backtesting video, the next installment in the backtesting series here, where we're breaking down TCT trades that happen in the live market and kind of seeing why they worked, seeing what high probability factors they had, and using them to craft our own data set and own library in our minds of the system we are looking to trade. So without further ado, let's get into a trade here on AAVE. Starting on the higher time frame, we can see we are in this Model 1 distribution. Similar to our last review on Doge, there is reasons to come higher. You know, we have this supply to mitigate. We were watching this right here, this Model 1 on AAVE. There ended up not taking the trade and it ended up failing. But price wants to accumulate in this area, and it's been gave a couple entry opportunities on this local model. So let's take a look at what price is doing here. As we zoom in, we can start to see this Model 1 a little bit more clearly. It ended up sweeping some liquidity, but not able to make the full move due to maybe factors in the market. This was kind of around the time ETH was having trouble completing its model and a lot of pairs not having an accumulation model. So this model ends up failing. Is there a reason to go lower? Well, to figure that out, we're going to have to go on to replay mode here. And we're going to check out our demand that we are in. Is there any reason that market makers wanted to pull price even lower, and is there any fuel down here to deliver a move back up, even if it's only temporary? Because we really only need moves to technical target. So if we get down on this lower time frame, we have this nice internal structure demand, but that already comes into the third tap of our previous M1. We have this order block right here, but we would never really pull this order block as a POI. Let's check. We would never pull it unless it has an inefficiency on the lower time frame, especially because it wasn't a very significant order block, didn't sweep liquidity or whatnot. But when we come onto the lower time frame here, we can see that it has a super nice inefficiency. You know, we might have to come even lower to strictly validate it with structure. A little messy there, but you can definitely see that it has an inefficiency. So, you know, we can look and see if this is a place that price bounces from. And what we can see is that it comes perfectly into a new range that's formed here, and we're going to take a look at it. So if we enter replay mode here, this is a smaller range than our previous range, and we have supply above, so this could just be a move up to technical target to hit supply and go lower. So these are kind of the factors that we are looking at when assessing this range. Time duration, 2 days, 4 hours is a great time duration. We are looking for anything over a day at least, so we're trending down, pull our range, and you have this nice range here. Initial range starting point, whoa. Initial range starting point, deviation 1, deviation 2 has been put in. So let's take a look at the range now. Is this extreme liquidity? No, because it already swept extreme liquidity. This being extreme liquidity, therefore making it not a liquidity point and therefore part of our Wyckoff model. So technically you could actually count this as the EHP model. For those that know the EHP models, Mentorship 2025, TCT. So this is not our extreme liquidity, we take the next point, and it's actually a very nice liquidity point right here, just with candle lows, 3 lows stacked like that. This being our true inefficiency, sorry, not inefficiency, this being our true extreme liquidity. So we don't have any demand, but we had a very nice extreme liquidity POI, and this weekend buy side liquidity is a great target. So when we come in here, get our nice liquidity curve like this. You can put these on. I was watching these just to know their significance. These supply POIs, they're in main market structure points on the way down, but it doesn't really take away from the overall return to zone. It did make me question it though, and I did want to put it on the chart just to see what price did when it approached those levels. Going on to the lower time frame here now, let's see where our entry was, because there was some confusion about this entry, but there was multiple ways to enter this trade. If we're just following our market structure, skip some points, like this, we can see that this is our market structure high. So break this and we can confirm the model. But we can have the domino effect, and we did have, which I overlooked in the moment, this model 1 right here, very low time frame, but just to kind of solidify that we can take a lower time frame break, which as we can see is right here. So we're gonna, let's go a little bit lower here and play out price. So we're watching this as our market structure high to confirm the model, given that we have this model 1 kind of bottoming formation or lower time frame model in itself. As soon as you get that break with the domino effect, you can confirm a rotation up to this main market structure break, which would confirm your whole model. So for the sake of precision, you can enter there, stop loss below the low, and you would be rocking 5.83. Now, let's play out price a bit here and see what it does. This is interesting because price puts in a test of sorts. We're now very on the lower time frame. But this is very technical. I wouldn't even really do this. This is probably your extreme liquidity. We're really just breaking it down right now. Wouldn't have to do this in the moment, but it is a decent de-risking opportunity if you had taken that original break. And you don't have to be scared on pullbacks too, just stick to the plan once you hit the buttons, because I believe you could have viewed this as a test entry and moved your stop loss to here, adding back the risk on this bullish break right here, which would probably lower your average entry to around, let's say maybe there. Now you're rocking a 9.78. You could just be rocking that original position, or I'm going to show a couple other ways. There was multiple ways to get in this trade. RRs all varying. So let's play price out. Go. So what we see is we get our main market structure break following the domino effect. You get a retrace after that first entry, and like I said, you can trail your stop to this entry, because it's also, if we actually not get on some ridiculously low time frames, our extreme demand. Right like that. So you've taken extreme liquidity and you've taken extreme demand, move your stop loss, add back on the risk. That was the best play, or just taking this test entry right here after seeing the Model 1 formation there. Now, I was talking to some guys who wanted to see this bullish break, and as soon as you see that bullish break, they're limiting on the pullback. That was another way to enter this trade if you were unsure about the bottoming formation and whatnot. We are just going to show all the options. So a limit right on this break structure, pullback, stop below this same low, and you're still running a 5.2, which is very nice. We're going to keep the most precise entry on the chart, and we're going to play it out now. But we will see that there was a potential unicorn entry in this setup as well, and re-entry. So play price out and watch what we do with this supply. Just absolutely disrespect it. Get it off the chart. Got disrespected. Just main highs. All right. Now we are getting a very scary retest. I was sleeping during this time. Obviously, I was not in the trade. It does not matter. But very scary retest. But just shows that this was market maker involvement. You know, of this point right here. It's not a liquidity point. It is part of the model. Therefore, market makers protected that low. It's very interesting to see, and definitely something we want to take a look at in this series. So we're going to hide our position and see if there was a re-entry / another de-risking opportunity. And when we come, so we can have ranges within ranges. Put a light range on here, get rid of EQ, make it clean. So we had another range form right like this. While we are in our new extreme demand. So this is a perfect place for price to reject. Grabs almost all of it, but keeps you in the trade. Now, was there a re-entry here on the lower time frame? And it's a faster move down, but you're already in a confirmed model. And I just wanna, I'm not even saying that we should have taken this, or just kind of to observe price behavior. You come into extreme demand, this is so clean. You come into extreme demand, and then you get a bullish break. So, this can be confirmed as your new low. If you're in on this and you're watching price, it doesn't have to be immediate. I'm not saying you need to enter here because it's kind of a faster move down, but you have an overall model here that no one is really, you can't really deny this. You know, do 1, 2, and 3 perfectly into extreme demand. You know, very clean price behavior. Bit of a faster move down here, yes, but pretty irrelevant. Now let's say you even entered right here, stop below the low. Sorry, right here. That's definitely a unicorn entry, and that would have been pretty crazy. We're not going to put that on the chart, but I just wanted to show it because it was a possibility, and it was valid even to take. So we'll get rid of this, and we'll just use this whole range as just context for moving your stop loss of the position that we are already in. So if your stop loss was here, like shown in the trade, as soon as you get that bullish break, and maybe you don't have to do it immediately, but you start seeing the follow through, start sweeping buy side liquidity, move our stop loss, and that's de-risking us. Let's see if we can move this. So what was our stop loss size? We were rocking like 0.27, 0.15. So like 50% of your position, maybe more, is de-risked. technically, maybe you could add back the risk if you really wanted to on that. I don't even know the RR that you would be rocking. But I just want to showcase as many plays as possible as you could have made in this trade. You know, these things are very not static. There's multiple ways to play them, and there's multiple ways to get more RR if your skills are high enough. And so we're gonna let this trade play out, get that scary retest, but as you can see, we end up completing technical target with fast move up. So just very, very beautiful price action here on AAVE, and multiple ways you could have played this trade. So with that, that'll conclude our backtest trade review on AAVE. Peace, boys.